Previously, Touya was engaged to 4 girls, Princess Yumina, Els, Lins, and Yai, and with them he was searching for a floating place known as Babylon, which held the records and power to stop the invasion of the crystal monsters. Touya discovered 2 areas of Babylon known as the Sky Garden and the Workshop. However, during a recent visit to the Regwal's Empire, Touya discovered that the Regwal's Empire's army chief had revolted against the king and desired to take the throne himself. So, after saving the king of the Regulus Empire, the princess of the empire fell in love with Touya, and now he has a new addition to his harem, Princess Lucia. Then the king of Regulus Empire wanted to grant Touya anything he wanted, but he refused because he acted out of kindness. So instead the king knew about his daughter's wishes and proposed her hand in marriage to Touya. From there, Yumina take the conversation and tells them they had already discussed this with Touya's other fiancés, and the other 3 fiancés don't mind and even accept Lucia. Touya doesn't have a say in this, but one thing he wants is to marry when he turns 18. Others complied with his wish, and for now they are only engaged. However, now that he is engaged to 2 princesses from the 2 great kingdoms, Touya needed a fitting title before his engagement gets officially announced to the public. So the king of Belfast and Regulus had already sorted it out and decided to take a portion of their land and give it to Touya. He would be king of a new kingdom, a newly founded country. So now they needed a fitting name for his kingdom, so Touya got the idea from his gun and named his kingdom Brunhild. It means a warrior. And a new kingdom requires a new castle, but when Lucia arrived with Yumina to discuss their new home, she suggested a white castle, so Touya went to the workshop to get some ideas for his new castle. But building the castle from scratch requires far too much material. However, Lucia suggested that they use an abandoned castle as a source of material. There has been an abandoned castle on the far north of their territory which they can use. Rosetta followed through on their plan and completed the entire castle in 3 days. But then Lean showed up to tease him about his newest member of his harem. And she literally ditched her duty as an ambassador of the Kingdom of Mismead in Belfast to come here to become an ambassador in Touya's kingdom. After that, Touya created a portal that anyone could use, and the first destination Reen chose was their mansion in Belfast, where they had received an invitation from the Yumina's father, King of Belfast. Because the king of the neighboring kingdom of Refresh came by to meet Touya. He wanted to establish a friendly relationship with him now that he is a fellow king. And after hearing about his engagement to 2 princesses, he also wanted to offer his daughter's hand. But she had already been spoken for someone else, and he was relieved to hear that because he knew how devil of a woman the princess of the refreshed kingdom was. Then they insisted Touya to invite them to the celebration of his new castle's completion. They just want a nice break from their daily jobs. So Touya brought a variety of modern games and a massaging chair to his castle for relaxation and to prepare to host a party for the neighboring kings and their family. Then Sabaki arrived to be the first resident in Touya's kingdom. They are from the Easter Kingdom, but the new lord of the town had banished her and her entire clan, so they had nowhere to go. Touya welcomes them with open arms because they are trustworthy individuals, and there was a scholar among them named Kuska. Touya wanted to attract merchants in order to create his own economy. After that, Touya invited all the neighboring kings and their families to a celebration in honor of the establishment of his new kingdom of Brunhild. Touya planned a fireworks display for them, but they were taken aback because it was their first time seeing such fireworks. The night is then sealed by Touya officially accepting Lucia as her fiancée with an engagement ring. Then the main topic, the Babylon. And now Touya has discovered the 3rd one after being teleported to the Babylon's alchemy ward, the first 2 parts of Babylon being Sky Garden and Workshop, and this makes it the 3rd one. And Flora was in charge of it, but damn it gets really distracting with those giant jugglers. So, in order to transfer ownership of the alchemy ward, she kissed Touya in order to obtain the DNA sample. After which Touya took a quick look around the ward and brought the girls to their location to show them around. Then Touya got some records on magic spells. Throughout one caught his eyes and it's a flying spell, but it quickly wore him out and stopped by to rest on Elle's lap pillow. It gave her the idea that he should try to cast that spell on her. But Toil tells her that it won't work anyway, because it's like her boost spell, which can't be cast by anyone else, but it reminded Touya of another spell he saw about levitation. And with it he could make anyone fly with him, but only on a certain level. So, after dropping her off, Touya took a quick flight around town as he met his first order of knights, but then he got a call from God again, but this time, the goddess of love was on the line. and she advised him to announce his engagement to the other three of their family, which are Whici, Els, and Lins. So Touya went to the Eastern Kingdom, home of Whici, to seek her parents' blessings. They gave their consent rather too easily. So Touya's was surprised, because he expected her father to request a duel to determine his compatibility. He had been holding back, but now that he has mentioned it, it is not too late for a duel. Then this put Whici on high alert to protect Touya, and she offered to take his place because she knew Touya wouldn't hurt his father, but it showed that they were truly in love. And they received their blessing. After that, Touya arrived at the home of Els and Lins, who did not have their own parents and were raised by their uncle, but her uncle immediately got down on his knees upon seeing Touya. Apparently he has some bad memories with nobles, so he gets nervous whenever he sees one, but they don't have a problem with Touya at all because Els and Linza always send out letters to them. But there was a lingering threat from wild thunderbear around the village. Thunderbear are known for their brute strength and fire lighting from their bodies. And it was constantly roaming around the village destroying their fields, which would be dangerous if some fell victim to it. So Touya took out all of the bears he could find in his surroundings. From being tired, Touya was at the cafe where he met Indy again. Touya wanted to know details on those crystal monsters, but there are some details that even he is forbidden from sharing. For starters, those crystal monsters known as phrases come from another world and are looking for the core of the king of phrases, which emits a frequent sound but is suppressed due to heartbeat. The core is gradually passed down to humans, gen after gen. So they casually kill people to get to the core of the king, and the only thing that kept them at bay was the barrier, but now that it has worn thin and the invasion has begun again. And he even let slip that he helped put up a barrier about 5,000 years ago. His identity remains a mystery, leading Touya to question whether his intentions were to save or destroy humans. Because he's also looking for the king's core, but Indy hasn't given a clear answer yet, only that he's a traveler and wants to pass the king's core to the next world. So Touya wanted to explore other parts of Babylon Sun. So Kahaku tells him to summon a high-level bird spirit with the ability to control birds, as this will help him search for other parts of the Babylon. Touya did as they instructed and summoned the phoenix. She was surprised to see a human summoned her, and, on top of that, the White Monarch and the Sea King are also his familiars. So she signs a pact with Touya without hesitation, knowing he already controls two high-level spirits. Then, according to the ritual, Touya named her Kagyoko, and after finishing it, Kagyoko orders all the birds nearby to search for any ruins they could find. And that brings our video to a close for today, but stay tuned for the next part of the video and subscribe to the channel for the latest updates.